Hello everyone, it's Kayla Stinnett coming at you again with another review. This one is from my good friend Tracy Phillips, and it is the Menu 7 Brisket Entree. And if you're hearing noises outside, it is a very hot day and I have my door open and the sliding door closed, and we're hearing neighbors and all sorts of noises, so it's not necessarily going to be quiet, but let me pause for a sec. Yes, it is my neighbors, and there's not much I can do about it, so we're just going to keep going. So, Menu 7 Brisket Entree. And this is packaged by Sapaco, and it is the 70th day of 2013, I do believe. Still has the cardboard boxes, so I don't know if that was that makes it 2003 or if it's 2013. I really wish the US would do the 5-digit date code like we do in Canada. It would be so much easier. So, okay, first thing I've pulled out is the wonderful storage bag for your stuff that you're not going to eat. That's about all it's good for. We have the accessory pack here. So I'm going to actually open this now because I kind of cheated a little bit. I brought in my hot water for my coffee and stuff already, so then I got tired of burning my hand on the kettle by bringing the kettle out here. Okay, so first we have Nescafe Taster's Choice, which I am going to check before I pour in. If it's no good, I have some of my own, okay, but it should be fine. Oh yeah, perfectly fine. So we're going to pour that in. And I know most of the guys hate the fact that it has Splenda in there, but you know what? Me being a diabetic, I'm glad it has Splenda. So, because then it allows me to have the juice, which is loaded with sugar. Okay, of course we've got our butt wipe. We have our moist towelettes. We've got Butter Buds, natural butter flavored crumbles, all natural. Only 10 calories and 0 fat, gluten-free. So, well, if it's all natural, I want to know what's in it. Maltodextrin, natural butter flavor, dried butter, salt, guar gum, baking soda, and of course, because it's got the natural butter flavor and the dried butter, yes, it does contain milk. So, if my camera will focus on that, if you want to pause, let me stop moving it, so you can pause and read that if you want. I've never had the Butter Buds. What am I doing trying to open it? I don't have anything to put it on yet. Okay. Here is the creamer non-dairy dry for coffee or tea, 4 grams. And let's go with opening that up. Oh yeah, that's perfectly fine. That'll make my coffee yummy. I'm not going to stir it quite yet. I'm going to sort of let that stuff sink in there. And we have our iodized salt. And we have some crushed, gum, that mint-flavored laxative there. Okay, next thing I'm pulling out is my beverage base powder orange, natural and artificial flavor with other natural flavor. I don't know what other natural flavor is, but there's no fruit juice because you're not allowed fruit juice in the military. Okay, It's just something I've always thought was funny is they give you natural flavored orange juice, which just means it has citric acid in it. But, yeah. But they don't do any actual fruit in the juice, which is actually pretty easy to do. So, as you can tell by the way that is clumping as it's going there, that water is very cold. I got it out of the fridge, so it's going to require a couple of stirrings and stuff. Okay, well, and speak of the devil, here is the MRE spoon. So, we can start with stirring this once. It's very cold and very lumpy. That's okay. It's going to require several stirrings. I'm very well aware of that. I know. Use room temperature water. It dissolves better. I'm aware of that, but I don't like using room temperature water for my drink. If it's tea or coffee, it has to be hot, and if it's juice, it has to be really cold. So it's going to take a bit to mix in. That's okay. Good use for that spoon because I have my foreignmre.com titanium spork that I'm going to be using to eat. So let's see here. Next thing we have is another item I have never had before. I just dropped my ration heater, but that's okay. It is Chocolattos. I have seen them. I've seen them on other channels and stuff, and I've always wanted to try them. So I'm really glad I got these. I think they're like a chocolate caramel, if I remember correctly. We don't get these in Canada, or at least I've never even heard of them in Canada. Never even heard of them until I started watching ration reviews. So, okay, gotta pick up my ration heater. Okay. There's the ration heater. And I have a bottle here, and this is room temperature water because one of my viewers, and honestly I can't remember who, but one of my viewers suggested trying it with room temperature water. I do believe it was Smitty, but I can't remember for sure. So if it wasn't Smitty, I'm sorry if I got your name wrong. Okay. Now we also have a chocolate chip cookie. Ooh, this one's got the trans fats, so it's gonna be tastier, I guess. I don't know. I guess this one came out before they were trans fat free on everything, but oh my goodness, look at that giant cookie that broke into 3 pieces. Oh, 4 pieces, 5 pieces. It broke, but that's okay. It'll make them easier to dip into my coffee. There we go. At least we've got, oh, I can smell the chocolate chips in that. At least we've got a decent sized piece to see kind of what it looked like. So I can smell that chocolate in there quite nicely. And then we have chocolate peanut spread. Yay! I can have that with it. I'll just put it there on the side. Oops, sorry, I did not mean to shift the camera there. Then we have tortillas, plain tortillas. So with this meal, I'm assuming that they want you to put the main and the side into the tortillas and eat it that way, which that's okay. So we have one of the side is the garlic mashed potatoes, and then we have our brisket entree gravy with seasoned beef brisket slices with caramel color and smoke flavor added. Woohoo! Okay, so I am going to get these out, get them in the ration heater, and get that going now, and I will also chuck the tortillas in as well. I think I'm actually going to do a cheat that I actually spotted another reviewer do when you've got a lot of stuff to try and fit. They're not going to fit in this. I'm going to use this as my heater bag. Canada, we don't call them ration heaters, they're called heater bags here. So, there we go. There's my brisket and the potatoes and the tortillas. And now we can take, we're going to open this up. And hopefully, this heater will take up nicely with using the room temperature water. So, okay, got it open. Let's pull out this. That's the heater pad with G. Schultz's symbol on there. And then I'm actually going to put the element in between the two, and then the tortillas I just want to warm a little bit. So there's the element there. I'm going to tuck this into here. Tuck that into there. And then we're going to put, so I've got them in there, standing on end because I didn't want to lay down nicely and easily in there. So we're going to do this, and we pour in, oh, first, actually before I pour in any water, I do want to put in the iodized salt. This being older, it's going to need the salt, and if my food needs salt, I'm at home, I can get salt. And besides, the soldiers in the field are going to have times when they don't use their salt. Okay, I think that's enough water. Now, fold this here. Get that element saturated. Probably put a little too much water in there, but that's okay. Okay, now, see if it's going to do anything. Well, it's making noise, so it's already started. That's a good sign. I am going to actually pause the video now while this heats up, and I will be back when everything is ready to be eaten. Give this another quick stir. You can still see there's chunks tied together on the bottom because it's too cold still. But that's okay. I will get that dissolved. Okay, I'll see you in less than a second. Okay, everyone, I gave up on the ration heater, so I've got a little casserole dish here that I'm using to, heat my beans up in. They're going to heat up a lot faster. I kind of cheated with the juice. I poured most of it out, and actually by that time I really didn't need to because it was almost dissolved anyway. But I had just a little bit in the bottom. Poured it out of here into another glass, added just a bit of hot water to it, stirred it around till it blended in, poured it back in there so it's still nice and cold. But it dissolved. Okay, so while I'm waiting a few minutes for those, I am going to open up my tortillas. It wasn't a complete dud, but it was barely fizzling, and I actually want this hot tonight, so. So there are my two tortillas. They warmed just enough so they didn't tear in half when I opened them, although I probably will end up tearing them in half anyway, so not a big deal. I do want to try the coffee while we're waiting here. Yeah. Oh, good coffee. Nothing wrong with that coffee. Let's move this bottle over here, and then I can give this one more quick stir. Take it back, and then I can try the juice. Now, this is a full quart of water in here. It is more than double, almost triple the amount of water they require for it. But for me, with sugary drinks like this, I prefer them to be very diluted, because it takes me quite a while to drink one of these. So I'm not getting an instant sugar dump, so it's better for me. Although the drawback is when it's diluted like this, sometimes you can get kind of weird flavors because you're starting to taste the individual ingredients. But that's okay. Now, okay, the butter buds we're saving for the butter. I can't resist. I do want to try one of these Chocolattos. Ooh, Chocolatto. Oh, sticky. Yum, sticky chocolate. Toffee. Mmm. Smells chocolatey. Well, that's very interesting. Nice dark chocolate flavor. Got the caramel texture to it. Very soft. These are good. They won't replace Tootsie Rolls for me, but they're tasty. Tootsie Rolls are still my favorite chocolate caramel type snack. Okay. Now, I've been thinking about this chocolate peanut spread. I've been needing it for a while now. Since last night, actually. I'm going to try some of the cookie by itself, but this is going on the cookie. Because it's a chocolate chip cookie, it should have chocolate peanut butter on it. So there's a little piece. Wait a minute. I'm still chewing on that Chocolatto. I need to figure out how to make a rock or something about this size that is lightweight and heat resistant, because you can't just use styrofoam, it'll melt. Because I have somebody in mind that I would like to make one for, but I can't afford to ship something that heavy. So, okay, let's try this. Chocolate chip cookie with trans fats. Yum, trans fats. I'm just kidding. But okay, no, that's actually a really good cookie. It's too bad it broke, but that's okay. Not that big a deal. See, if I had one of those shakes, a dairy shake or one of those dairy shakes, like the chocolate one, and peanut butter, I would have made chocolate frosting, chocolate peanut butter frosting for the cookies. But let's try this. Ooh, that's what it looks like. Looks kind of like Nutella, but it's with peanuts. Okay, I need to try this on its own. Because I'm getting the peanut, but I'm not really getting anything else. Okay, that's good. And then you can definitely taste the peanut butter. You can taste the chocolate. It's a much less sweet version of Nutella. Okay, there's a nice big blob of it on there. Oh yeah. That's the way to do those cookies. Put your chocolate peanut butter on top. Can't beat that. Okay. Yes, these are done now. Except I don't have a towel here. Oh, I do have a paper towel. A napkin that I can use to dry these off a little. Okay, this is the garlic mashed potatoes, and yes, that was what I wanted to grab first. Okay. And I'm cutting the top. I'm not tearing it lengthwise because, oh, there you go. Garlic smush potatoes. Ooh, that smells good. I love garlic, and for me, there's no such thing as too much. So, anyone who says, oh, that's too much garlic, I'm like, add some more. Add some more, because there's no such thing. Although I did have one situation with a girlfriend and I, she was making tacos with her own recipe and stuff for seasonings, and she went to add garlic, and she stores her garlic in a mason jar, and it was garlic powder, and of course all of it went poof, and she got half a container of garlic in the ground beef, and we both spent 20 minutes laughing while we were trying to scoop out some of the excess garlic, because yes, that was too much. But only because it was cutting into our supply of garlic and took half of the garlic. It's like, no, that's not good. Okay. Butter buds. They smell good. I'm putting all of it on there. And I'm actually going to taste this before I do the the brisket. Okay, there was a bit without any of the butter buds. And you know, I don't understand what people don't like about it. Yeah, I know, it's not fresh mashed potatoes. You know, but they're canned. They taste like canned potatoes. I happen to like canned potatoes, so that's not a big deal for me. That butter buds is really nice. It does give it a nice buttery flavor. So, okay, now, we're going to grab the brisket. Bring it over here. Okay, dry that off. And this one again, I'm going to cut across the top. I'm not using the tear notches. I mean, I understand they do that so it's easy to eat out of the pouch, but I'm not eating out of the pouch. So, oh, yeah, man. Oh, I mean, it's not quite as hot as it could have been, but it's good. It's warm. You can tell it's not quite hot yet because the gravy is still a bit congealed, but that's okay. I don't care about that. Roll the brisket out, and there's all of that yumminess coming out there. That's hotter on that end. Okay, so now let's give this a nice little mix. Oh, this is a good looking dinner. Look at that. Oh, there's some fatty bits too. Okay, I think they did a little bit of overkill on the liquid smoke flavoring, but that's fine. It's still really good. Oh my gosh, this is delicious. Okay, now we're going to mix the two up. I'm not going to mix them in the tortilla. I will mix them on my plate and then scoop them into the tortillas because that's how I'm going to roll. Okay. Mixed in a bit here. Yeah, I want to taste with everything together. Oh. It's real meat. Actual slices of beef brisket. This is good. Okay. Now, let's put them in here. And I know everybody is probably says the same thing. Oh, we could use some hot sauce. Not for me. This is perfect the way it is. It's salty. It's delicious. I love salty potatoes, so having this with the potatoes, making them very salty, is perfect for me. Yeah, my tortilla is splitting, but that's okay. Yep, a mashed potato and beef brisket filled tortilla. Best way to eat this. This is delicious. I have to say once again, Tracy, thank you very much. You rock. This is an awesome meal. I was really not feeling like cooking tonight because it's so hot, and this is perfect. Thank you very much. I love you all so much. Don't forget to check out my links in my description below. I've got a new friend who's fairly new to doing ration reviews. It's Jordan, and his channel is linked in my description below. J&K Newb. He does great reviews. You ought to hop over and check out his channel. His as I said, his link below, as well as all the other great YouTube reviewers that I watch. This YouTube community is more than just a community on YouTube. We've all become family, and it's just such an awesome place. I love you all so much. I will see you next time.